Today we're going to talk about how to do SWOT, S-W-O-T, using Plunkett Research Online. Now SWOT is a type of analysis that stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And I'm going to show you how to do SWOT for a company or for an entire industry. And we're going to start by doing some research on a company. So I click Research a Company from the home page. I'm going to look for a company by name in this case, but you'll notice there are lots of other criteria in here that you can use to look for companies. I'm going to hit search and let's try Apple. Alright, I've found Apple in my list of companies. I'm going to pull it up. Here's our description of Apple, its leadership, its finances. Now, one quick way you can do SWOT is to see how Apple ranks against its peer companies. So here's Apple at the top of this list. Click Industry Ranks. So we have Apple ranked against its peers, against Nokia, Ericsson, and so on, for 9 different criteria. Market cap in the stock market, employee count, net income, revenue growth. Look at the phenomenal revenue growth of some of these companies. Really hard to find information, and it will be very, very interesting to use in your SWOT. But the really powerful tool here for SWOT is here. We can compare this company's financials and its strengths and weaknesses to industry averages, and we can compare it to other companies. Now make a note before we go down to comparison of the company's NAIC code, which is its North American Industry Classification, because we want to compare it to other companies within this code, 334220. Let's start by comparing companies. We've got Apple, Apple Inc. We're going to add companies. And we're going to do that through the NAIC code. So I'm going to enter 334220, which I wrote down a moment ago. And notice I've been returned with a long list of companies in its NAIC code. Now I can sort these companies by revenues for the last couple of years, by employee count, by name, by country where they are headquartered. Today I'm just going to grab a couple of companies. Let's see, let's sort by revenues. And I want to compare Apple to LG, to Ericsson, and maybe to Nokia. There we go. I'm going to add those companies by hitting continue. And now, all of a sudden, I've got financial comparisons of the companies I selected. I can see here's an incredible strength for Apple to start with in my SWOT analysis. Vastly bigger revenues than Nokia, pretty close to Ericsson, vastly bigger than LG. I can look for net profit. I can look for balance sheet items. I can see how much cash it has on hand. I can check its cash flow. I can do all kinds of powerful analysis against other companies. Now let's look at Apple one more time, because I want you to see in the financial section, first we compared to other companies we hand selected. You can also click here to compare Apple's strengths and weaknesses to the averages for its industry. Really powerful stuff. Now let's go back to home and let's do some SWOT for an industry. So we're going to click Research an Industry. We were working on Apple's NAIC code, which we know is 334220, so let's search that way. Notice you have different types of industry data available to you here. We can work on the wireless, Wi-Fi, RFID, cellular industry. We can look at industry analytics reports. I'm going to start with the analytics reports. I'm going to go to Industry Summary. Now, we already know we're in this NAIC, which we selected earlier in search. Here, we can see on a United States basis the total revenues for the industry, the employee count, growth rate, forecast revenues for several years forward. Now let's go to the Wireless, Wi-Fi, Cellular Industry Research Center. Something I want you to think real hard about using for SWOT is use our market research and trends when you're trying to SWOT the entire industry. The market research and trends starts with a really powerful introduction that will give you all the key market numbers, all the most important things you want to know about that industry. You can make notes and compare this industry to competing industries or similar industries to look for SWOT. You can also use the drop-down list to go drill into specific industry trends and market research. And then I want you to go over to industry statistics. Again, you'll find great data here where you can compare this industry's strengths and weaknesses to those of other industries. Here, you'll see a great overview of the industry in this table. And you can drill down much deeper to other industry tables. Notice here you can export your table to PDF. You can also send the data to Excel by clicking here. So when you learn how to use Plunkett Research Online, you're going to see you have lots and lots of really powerful data on the industry level and on the company level that you can use to do SWOT. Thanks.